Amir al-Mu'mineen. He used to enter the Masjed Al-Kufa and sit beside the member of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib and writing khutbah and the other things. So then he became a scholar and talked about many things. One of his students was Wasil ibn Ata. So it is good to know this historical point because you can find how this ilm and this science, Ilm al-kalaam, was established and started. Wasil ibn Ata was a student of Hassan al-Basri, entering the discussion and all these things. One day, Wasil used to discuss with his teacher many things, and then finally he didn't accept that. And he was against his teacher and said, okay, this is not true, I don't accept this, I don't accept that, this and that. And finally, Wasil thought that it is not a good place to sit and continue because he doesn't agree with his teacher. So he came out or went out with some of other students, maybe with few, 5 or 6 or whatever. At this time, Hassan, who was in member, Hassan al-Basri, he said, okay, let him go. He is i'tazala anna, which means that he just get away from us. Let him go. And this word, i'tazala anna, was the beginning of this science, of this school. So they called them mu'tazila, which means that the people who get away from Hassan al-Basri and his idea. So if we want to find, until that time there was no discipline for kalam, there was no specific science and, for example, a collection of idea that we call Ilm al-kalaam. No, it was not Ilm al-kalaam. So it was just the beginning of Ilm al-kalaam. And then Wasil, he had his own idea and he established some disciplines, some organization, some, for example, discussion and other things, philosophical and intellectual and rational maybe arguments. So we can say the beginning of Ilm al-kalaam is with Wasil ibn Ata, who i'tazala an al-Hasan al-Basri. So this is the beginning of kalam. And we call them Mu'tazili, these people. So the founder of Mu'tazili, and Mu'tazili is Wasil ibn Ata, and the reason that we call them Mu'tazila, because they get out from the session of, and the meeting of Hassan al-Basri. And also the main issue that they raised was about God, and the oneness of God, and his attributes, and free will of human being, al-ikhtiyar. And then they discuss and they have their arguments and all these things. So we can say in Ilm al-kalaam, in the history of Ilm al-kalaam, the first step and the first part is Mu'tazili or i'tizal. Yes.
Hassan al-Basri was Ahl al-Hadith?
Maybe, yeah. Hassan al-Basri is very close to Ahl al-Hadith. Because until that time, we don't have this expression. We don't have Ahl al-Hadith, we don't have Mu'tazili, we don't have Ash'ari. But yes, if we refer to his idea and his thinking, it is very close to Ahl al-Hadith. Because they used to insist on Hadith and say, whatever comes from Hadith, we accept that. If not, we should be silent. Now, we go to Ash'ari. So, who wants to read for us Ash'ari? Maybe Sister Maria? Amen. Sorry.
Until the end of the 3rd or 9th century and the beginning of the 4th or 10th, there existed no rival school of kalam, as was later to emerge, that could challenge the Mu'tazila. All opposition occurred under the claim that the views of the Mu'tazila were against the externals of the Hadith and the Sunnah. The leaders of the Ahl al-Hadith, such as Malik ibn Anas and Ahmad ibn Hanbal, basically considered any debate, inquiry, or argument connected with matters of faith as unlawful kalam. Therefore, the Ahl al-Sunnah not only did not have any system of kalam challenging the Mu'tazila, but also they were opposed to kalam itself.
Mm-hmm. So, until this time, we don't have any discipline or any system for Ahl al-Sunnah about kalam and aqidah and discussion. Usually they just follow the hadith and they say it is haram to follow the discussion of Kalam. Yes, please continue. About the late
3rd or 9th century and the early 4th or 10th, a new phenomenon took place. That was the appearance of a distinguished thinker who had received instruction in the Mu'tazilite teachings under Qadi Abdul-Jabbar and had mastered them. The distinguished person was Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari. Al-Ash'ari, as against the views of the predecessors among Ahl al-Hadith, like Ahmad bin Hanbal, considered debate and argument and use of the tools of logic in the matter of the doctrines of the faith as permissible, citing evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah to support his claim. He wrote a treatise entitled رسالة
في استحسان الخوض في علم الكلام. The meaning is this: it relies on appropriateness of inquiry in Ilm al-kalaam. So you see, until this time, it was haram for Ahlul Hadith to enter in discussion. But Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari was the first scholar who was enough there to say, okay, no, it is not haram, and it is important. We have to enter discussion. Even if we want to be against and in the opposite side of Mu'tazila, we have to give them some logic. We have to follow some logical and rational instruction, not just say the hadith says this, the hadith says that. It is not enough. So Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari is the founder of Ash'ari, that is against Mu'tazila. But it's interesting that the ustad and the teacher of Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari is Mu'tazili. So we can say from I'tizal itself comes out Ash'ari. So Ash'ari comes out from inside al-I'tizal. So the opposite opinion comes from the same opinion, the same idea. Okay, then we have, it was at this point, yes.
It was at this point that the Ahl al-Hadith were divided into two groups. The Ash'ariyah, or the followers of Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, who considered Kalam as permissible, and the Hanbalis, or the followers of Ahmad bin Hanbal, who considered it unlawful. After Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, other distinguished personalities appeared in this school who strengthened its foundations. Among them, following can be mentioned: Qadi Abu Bakr al-Baqilani, a contemporary of al-Shaykh al-Mufid, who died in the year 403, 1012, 1013. Abu Ishaq al-Asfara'ini, who is considered as belonging to the generation after al-Baqilani, and al-Sayyid al-Murtada Alam al-Huda. Imam al-Haramain al-Juwayni, the teacher of al-Ghazali, Imam Muhammad al-Ghazali, the author of Ihya Ulum al-Din himself, and Imam al-Fakhr al-Din al-Razi.
Okay, you will find some scholars and figures in the line of Ash'ari. So if you want to know Ash'ariyya, for example, Ghazali is one of them, Fakhr al-Din al-Razi, and Imam al-Haramain al-Juwayni are very important figures in Islam. They had many books in hadith, in philosophy, in kalam, in theology, akhlaq. For example, Ihya al-Ulum. Who is the author of Ihya al-Ulum? Who is the author of Ihya al-Ulum? Al-Ghazali. Al-Ghazali, Imam al-Ghazali is the author of Ihya al-Ulum. Ihya al-Ulum, I think, is the most important source for akhlaq in Islam, not only in Ash'ari or Sunni or Shia, in Islam. Ihya al-Ulum. So, from this time, from the time of Ash'ariyah that took place in the history, we see a division among Ahlul Sunnah. One part is Mu'tazili, one part is Ash'ari, and one part is Ahlul Hadith. So there are three parts, there are three schools, there are three lines of thinking. Among the Mu'tazili, we can find Ibn Abil Hadid. Ibn Abil Hadid is the author of the Sharh Nahj al-Balagha. Everybody knows that, I think. The best explanation and sharh and interpretation of Nahj al-Balagha is 20 volumes. Was written by Ibn Abil Hadid. Ibn Abil Hadid is a great scholar in Islam. And he is Mu'tazili. He is Sunni. But he has written this sharh, very important sharh, about Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib and Nahj al-Balagha. And in the line of Ash'ari, there are many scholars, like Ghazali, like Imam al-Haramain, like Fakhruddin Razi and others. Okay, now we go to the Shi'i Kalam.